I'm just gonna say this, Tilda Swinton can apparently play anything. Hi, hello and welcome to Finnish Guy Likes Movies. Today we're talking about Doctor Strange, the newest Marvel movie. Actually, it's the 14th Marvel movie, and to get right to it, the best thing about this movie is that while it is the 14th movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, this one really feels like a new movie. It really does bring something new to the table. Doctor Strange is basically an origin story about Dr. Stephen Strange, played beautifully by Benedict Cumberbatch. Mr. Cumberbatch is so charismatic as this doctor, yet quippy and arrogant like we all know him to be in many of his roles, but he plays it beautifully. So, Stephen Strange, brilliant doctor, gets into a bad car crash, gets his hands all mangled up, so he does what anyone would do and goes to Nepal to find some kind of salvation, where he finds the Ancient One, played by Tilda Swinton, and begs basically the Ancient One to cure him. And without spoiling too much, all sorts of magic ensues. Now, as I said in the beginning, Tilda Swinton can apparently play anything. There was a lot of controversy about her casting in this role, which is in the comics used to be an old Asian guy, but it really works. Trust me, it works, and she plays it brilliantly. And what I really liked about her character is that she's a new kind of the old mentor character. She isn't playing the all-knowing, all-wise character, although she kind of is, but this character is also a bit dangerous, a bit reckless even perhaps, or at least unpredictable, and I really liked that about her character. And she basically gets Doctor Strange embroiled in this world of magic, and all sorts of trouble ensues. Without going into too much spoilers, that's probably the biggest flaw in this movie, is that the story is very run-of-the-mill origin story. There isn't a lot of interesting or unpredictable stuff that's going to happen in this movie story-wise. But on the other side of that coin, this is a very good origin story. It is quickly paced, it never feels like it's 2 hours long, which actually came as a surprise to me after the movie when I checked out the facts. It's 2 hours long, it never feels that long. This movie is what you'd call a good action-adventure romp. But where this movie might lack some originality in its story, that's not the case in the visuals. Now, usually if people tell me go see this movie at least for the visuals alone, I'm a bit skeptic because I'm fearing for another like Day After Tomorrow or some shit like that. But in this case, it's absolutely true. The visuals are stunning, and most of all, they're really original. I have not seen anything like this before. It's basically Inception dialed up to 11 and then transformed into another universe and time. And I don't know how, but this movie actually manages to do quite a lot of unique and original stuff in the visuals department, while still definitely feeling like part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. The cast all around does a good job. I already spoke about Cumberbatch and Swinton, but you also get people like Chiwetel Ejiofor as Mordo, Doctor Strange's kind of mentor slash buddy in this movie. And he does a really good job. I really enjoyed him. Rachel McAdams is good as the love interest, and Mads Mikkelsen as the villain is good. Now, what I mean by that he is acting the part very well, but again, Marvel movies, villains, not their strongest case. There isn't much for Mads Mikkelsen to do in that department, but what little there is, he does it well. Another thing that's been lacking from all the Marvel movies, but this movie brings, is a good score. Michael Giacchino is a master. For me, this guy is the new John Williams. I feel like Michael Giacchino is a composer who isn't afraid to go after the really, cinematic score. And what I mean by that when you were a kid and you went in the woods playing and you started humming to yourself some sort of action tune, like that's what Michael Giacchino's scores sound like, except that they're actually good, but they're fun, they're exciting to listen. Each of his scores, I've been a huge fan of him all the way from the days of Lost and The Incredibles, and finally he comes to the Marvel Universe and it's good, it's good. Another big shout out of this movie to the behind the scenes crew has to go to the director Scott Derrickson. This movie is fun, it's entertaining, it's very well paced, the story flows very nicely, and that's all a credit to the director. Basically this movie flows very well all the way from the top to the very end. There is a slight hiccup in the final act, the final boss battle, but it's a very slight thing considering that all of the rest of the movie flows very easily. Like I said, this movie is 2 hours long and it felt like a 1 hour 40-minute movie. And strictly from a fanboy aspect, this movie is really interesting because it opens up the Marvel Cinematic Universe yet again to a whole different arena that's now available to play, as you would say. This movie brings in multiple dimensions, time travel, different universes, magic, all kinds of neat stuff, and I can't wait to see what the Marvel people are gonna do with all of these things now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. All in all, this movie is very entertaining. It's not the deepest story-wise, it's not the most original story, but it's a good time at the movies. So, that was my review of Doctor Strange. Tell me what you thought about it. Please leave some comments below. Let's get to talking about this movie. Sorry again for the fact that I have not been doing many videos lately. As I told in my earlier video, there's been a lot going on in my life. I moved to a new apartment, which is actually where we are right now. I'm trying a new thing here. Tell me what you think about this setup, because I'm always trying to bring you guys good quality videos, although I might not have the best quality equipment, but I'm doing the best I can. But that's it for me this time. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons, that would really mean a lot to me. Also click there if you want to see some more of my videos. Leave some comments below. Love you guys and I hope to see you next time. Bye! Oh, I have to show you guys. I bought my dog a new toy. This is now his new favorite toy. Except now he's a bit camera shy, but hey, what you gonna do? Did you? You're not interested? Come on. Hey. Oh, now you don't want to play. Trust me, guys. The whole day he's like, play with me, play with me, play with me. Of course not now. Did you? Tuli katsomaan. Thanks.